Okay, what's up, everybody? Today I am going to be talking about modes within scales. Now, what are modes? Modes are scales. Scales are modes. So I could have said scales within scales, or modes within modes, or modes within scales, or scales within modes. So, modes and scales mean the same thing. So, if you haven't watched my last videos, I suggest you watch them because you're going to be very lost watching this one, not understanding what a scale is. But if you do know what a scale is, then continue watching. If you have no fucking idea what a scale is or what an interval is, please go to part 1 of this series. So, based on the scales we have discussed, normally a scale has 7 notes. Therefore, there are 7 modes or scales within a scale. So if you're in a major key, obviously that scale is major. But there are other scales in this order: Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Natural Minor, and Locrian. 3 of these we went through in the first video. Lydian, Mixolydian, Locrian are different kinds of scales, and you'll see what they sound like when I demonstrate how they sound. So that being said, oh no. Okay, so yeah. So if you play scale degree 1 to 1 in a major key, so scale degree 1 to the octave above to the top scale degree 1, that's obviously going to be a major key. So we're in C. If you play scale degree 2 in C major to scale degree 2 an octave above, following the white keys, the rules of the C major key. So we're starting on scale degree 2. That means everything has to be a white key. So now we're starting on D, which is scale degree 2 of C major, to the to the D, the octave above. So this is Dorian. We already know what that sounds like. So that's basically D Dorian. Starting from scale degree 3 to 3, the octave above would be a Phrygian scale, the dark one there. So we go to E, put them all on the white keys because we're in C major, and that would sound like this. So that's E Phrygian, scale degree 3 of C major. So starting from scale degree 4 would be a Lydian scale. So that we have not gone through. So you'll see what that sounds like. All white keys. This is a Lydian scale. So that was basically tone, 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 semitone, tone, tone, semitone. It's basically the code for a Lydian scale. Next, starting from scale degree 5 through 5 in a major scale would be the Mixolydian scale. So put it on G, start it on G, scale degree 5, and make them all white keys because we're technically in C major. And you have Mixolydian. This is Mixolydian. Oh, my bad. So it pretty much sounds like a major scale. The only difference is the seventh note is a minor seventh or a flat seven, and it's a tone away from the final note, which would be G here. Okay. Well, starting from scale degree 6 through 6 would be a minor scale. So basically, you should know that a major scale has a relative minor scale, and a minor scale has the relative major. So you gotta know that because like it happens a lot in songs. Like a bridge will switch from the major key it's in to the relative minor. So for example, we start here on A. So now we make this all white keys. And we have a natural minor scale. So as you can see, this is technically A minor. We're still in C major technically because they're all white keys, but this could also be seen as the relative minor. If that makes any sense. Anyways, starting from scale degree 7 to the octave above on scale degree 7 would be a Locrian scale. So start on B, which is the 7 of C. All white keys. This one's pretty ugly too, like the Phrygian, but uglier. And that's it. This scale has tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, tone. That's the code for a Locrian scale. What's this? Oh. Okay. Now then. Yeah, as I said before, if you're in major, you would have to play them. You would have these modes to play: C major, D Dorian, E Phrygian, F Lydian, G Mixolydian, A minor, the relative minor, and B Locrian. And if you change keys, say A major, you would have the first mode, which is A major, B Dorian, C sharp Phrygian, D Lydian, E Mixolydian, F sharp minor, and G sharp Locrian. So, I mean, if you're in a major key, it's always going to be this. The first mode is obviously going to be major. The second one, Dorian. The third one's always going to be Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, minor, then Locrian. The only thing changing are the letters. So it depends what key you're in, and it's up to you to study every single key and know them well. But I mean, the code behind is always the same. It's always the same rule that applies. Okay. Oh no, that's for later. Yeah, this is just what I just said. You gotta know all your keys. I'm not gonna go through them here, but you gotta learn them. Sorry, I'm just a bit disorganized over here. Okay. C major. Okay. Now let's look at minor. So if you were in C minor, the whole pattern changes. And I'm only going to go through major keys and minor keys because that's, well, nowadays that's what you want to write in, major or minor keys. So usually in a minor key, your first mode that on scale degree 1 would be a minor scale, obviously. The second mode, which would land on scale degree 2, would be Locrian. Scale degree 3 of a minor would be the relative major. Scale degree 4 would be Dorian. Starting from scale degree 5 would be Phrygian. Starting from scale degree 6 would be Lydian, and starting from scale degree 7 would be Mixolydian. So as you saw here, if you were in C minor, you'd have C minor for the first mode, because that's the scale degree 1, the root, the key. You'd have D Locrian on scale degree 2, E flat major on scale degree 3, F Dorian if you're starting on scale degree 4, G Phrygian if you're starting on scale degree 5, A flat Lydian if you're starting on scale degree 6, and B flat Mixolydian if you're starting on scale degree 7. So again, I give you another example here. A minor, we already went did we go through that? Oh no, we didn't. So again, when the key changes, the letters change, but it's always the same scales. So A minor, you'd have A, B, C major, D Dorian, E Phrygian, F Lydian, and G Mixolydian. So, here I just put there's 12 keys in total that you should probably learn. So 12 major keys, 12 minor keys. There's like 12 Dorian keys, 12 Phrygian keys. And they're all kind of within each other. Like if you pick, say, A minor, you have one of the Dorian keys in there, as we discussed. So let's move on. Okay, is this what I wanted to do? Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. Okay. A melody in minor. This is a melody. 3 1 5 3 2 1 1 1. So that'd be 3 1 5 3 2 1. So I'm gonna pick D. And from what I remember, this melody that I had created was a house beat at 128. So we're in D minor. Oh no. Okay. So D minor, 3 1 5 3 2 1. So the 3 of D is F, 1 is obviously D, 5 is A, 3 again is on F, 2 is E, and then so that's your melody. So to create some variation, you probably want to change up that melody. So what did I write here? Yeah, you could play the exact same melody in the major mode within the key while still being in D minor. So, like I said, the notes are F, D, A, F, E, D, D, D. So if you take the scale degrees, scale degree 3 of a minor key, and make it seem like you are making that the root of the new key, it would be a major key. So basically, scale degree 3 of D minor is F, like I said before. So if I wanted to, if I wanted to make this exact same melody, but in the relative major mode of D minor, it would have to be an F. So the code for the melody is basically 3 1 5 3 2 1. So that in F, F major would be 3A, 1 F, C is the 5, then back to 3 would be A, 2, and then 1. So basically what I did here, technically the scale degrees are, because we're in the key of D, they're 3 1 5 3 2 1 1 1. Then it goes 5 3 7 5 4 3 3 3. But the secret here is I use the exact same scale degrees here. I just shifted to the relative major of D minor using the same scale degrees. So in F major, it's the same. 3 1 5 3 2 1 D minor. Now F major. 3 3 5 3 1 5 3 2 1 1 1. So they don't sound the same because this one's obviously minor, this one's major. So I mean, it's creative, but it didn't really require much work. I could have done that in. I could have decided, hey, maybe I want to use the exact same melody and put it to the relative. What do you call it? The relative Phrygian, let's say. So if I want to play in the Phrygian mode of D minor, I'd have to make it look like scale degree 5 is the new root. So I would do 3 1 5 3 2 1 in the key of A Phrygian, which is still in D minor. So I would do 3 5, which is E, 3, which is C, and 2, which is B flat. So here we go. Now it sounds a bit darker and like too much contrast, but you get the idea. If I wanted to do that in Dorian, let's say, so the relative Dorian scale would be scale degree 4, so G. So here's the 1, right? 3 1, I would just move this to G. Oh, and I move this up, so yeah, that's the gist of it. So what else? Normally, scale degrees that outline a scale are 1, 3, and 5. So when you want to evoke a mood with a mode within the scale, be sure to outline your melody around these scale degrees. And usually finishing on either one of these usually suggests like you're in that mode. So yeah. Oh, here's a little diagram to help you visualize it clearer in a C major key. And what did I write here? The brackets indicate the scale degrees as if it were in that key. Okay, so basically this is the code, and it basically applies to everything. Like this is never gonna change. The only thing that is gonna change are these letters depending on which key you're in. So these never change. So like I said, starting on the scale degree 1 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1 scale degrees. Dorian would be starting from scale degree 2 to 2, but it looks like you're on scale degree 1 of Dorian. So I don't know if you want to screenshot this, maybe practice it, learn all your keys and look at this diagram, whatever you want. What did right here. So using modes within the scale can sort of be seen as changing the key and the type of scale, basically. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.